Hello everyone, I'm Yilmaz. Today I'll talk about attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and in the rest of this presentation I'll be calling it ADHD for simplicity. If you have any questions, I can answer them at the end of my presentation. Now let's begin with the question. Do you suffer from being distracted frequently? Or do you have trouble staying on a task or completing assignments? Or you may become bored easily in recent days. If you have these type of problems in your daily life, you may have ADHD too, so it's better for you to listen to this presentation. Now let's start with the outline. Firstly, I'll be talking about ADHD itself, what's it or how frequent it is among people. And then I'll be talking about the types, namely inattentive type, hyperactive impulsive type, and combined type. And what is ADHD? ADHD is a type of psychological disorder, and it affects distinct parts of our brain in some different ways, as you can see in the image in the right part of the page. For example, let's look at the number one, prefrontal cortex. It says functions as an intersection for attention, behavior, and emotional responses. This part actually describes the prefrontal cortex, and it says for people with ADHD, attention is switched easily. For example, I focused on this mug, and anything in the environment, any other things in the environment can distract me. I can switch my attention easily. This is the main problem of this disorder actually, and it's usually detected in childhood because it's easy for parents to see the problem with their children actually, because the children with ADHD may have even may have problems choosing their direction properly. They cannot choose which is which when it comes to right and left parts. And it's revealed by forgetfulness, carelessness, etc. too in adults. And frequency, in this chart, you see the percentage of children with ADHD from 1997 to 2018. And as you can see, in 1997, it was 5.5%, while nowadays, actually, 4 years ago, it's almost 10%. And I don't have the statistics for the last 4 years, but I'm pretty sure that it kept increasing, and this is a problem for all people, for all of us. And now let's see the ADHD treatment market size. And in this chart, you see the drug treatment market size in USD billions, and purple ones show the stimulant ones, while blue ones shows the non-stimulant ones. And I will be talking about these two, and again you can see the increase in the amount, and these last 4 years are predictions of the researchers, and they say it will keep increasing. Now let's talk about the types, and as you can see, these are hyperactive, inattentive, and combined type. And in this chart you can see that combined type is the most common one. And let's talk about inattentive type. These are the symptoms of inattentive type. People who have inattentive type of ADHD can be distracted by anything, or they may have trouble in attention, or they may be forgetful in daily tasks. But these ones actually doesn't mean that those people are disorganized in their whole life. They may be organized in some certain topics that they have they are interested in, and they may make careless mistakes too. And medications are as following. Actually, drug treatment is the most common one, and then behavioral therapy is used. And parent training is very important, because those children who have ADHD may have serious problems in their lives, and parents play an important role in their life. And hyperactive type symptoms are as following again. They can talk nonstop. They have lack of patience. They may have trouble in waiting for their turn, and they interrupt conversations usually and frequently. Actually, my brother has this disorder too, and when I see these symptoms, I can understand him actually. Now let's talk about medications of this type. And drug treatment is the most common one again, but this time it's classified into two parts. And first one is stimulants, and the second one is non-stimulants. Actually, stimulants um, affects the chemicals in our brain, namely dopamine and norepinephrine, um, directly, while non-stimulants doesn't do that. And the third one is psychotherapy. And a combined type includes all the symptoms that both types have. And as I mentioned in the first part of our presentation, it is the most common one among these types. And we talked about all the types, namely inattentive type, hyperactive impulsive type, and combined type of ADHD. And we have seen that ADHD with people with ADHD are keep increasing, and this is a problem for all of us. These symptoms are serious symptoms. They may have a serious effect on our lives. And I want to ask you now, do you have these symptoms too? Do you think that you have ADHD or not? If you think you have, you should see a doctor. And thank you for listening up to here. You can see my references here. And if you have any questions, you can contact me through my email too. Thank you for listening again.